widely seen at this time will not be presented in order that we might bring you CBS Sports coverage of the NBA World Championship Series.
We've had near carbon copies of the first two games of this battle for the NBA World Championship. Game one, Philadelphia broke out quickly, led most of the way till Los Angeles stormed back to win. Game two Sunday, a must game for the 76ers. And Earl Cureton, little known and little used third-string center, was part of the story with this kind of effort, along with guard Clint Richardson, as the Sixers bench became the early heroes with a strong and perhaps surprising contribution against the powerful Lakers starters. And veteran Mike Bantam, who pounded the offensive boards, generated the Philly effort that translated into a big lead for Billy Cunningham late into the third period. Then the anticipated Laker comeback, spearheaded by their dazzling fast break, and Los Angeles was making another run at the Sixers. But this time it was not to be because of this man, the incomparable Julius Erving, who simply would not allow the Lakers to overcome his team again. Brilliant plays like this from Dr. J became routine, and thus the 76ers survived and won still another game they knew they had to win. So the series shifts to the Forum in Inglewood, California tonight, where the championship is all even. We're at the Forum in Inglewood, California, where the Lakers had their 9-game playoff winning streak snapped in Philadelphia on Sunday. We're tied 1-1, and the Lakers are happy after splitting in Philadelphia. Good evening, everyone. I'm Dick Stockton, and Philadelphia continues to be the team that gets no respect. People give them the short end of the stick, and they continue to go out and win the games they have to do. Witness game number 2 in Philadelphia, and I think perhaps that the Sixers secretly enjoy their Rodney Dangerfield role, and so far the underdog story has worked well for them so far. Now the Lakers continue to impress, even though they lost the last game they played, because obviously they have the horses, and it's no surprise that they are the favorites to this point in this series. But for the first time, we're going to see how the Lakers react after losing a game, and it'll be interesting indeed. Of course, I'm working with a man who was part of 11 world championships, Bill Russell, and the question is, what has surprised you more than anything else so far in the series, Bill?
The rebounding of the Philadelphia 76ers. During the regular season, they were not a good rebounding team, but during the playoffs, they have made that one of their assets.
All right. Pat Riley, the coach of the Lakers, was criticized for only using 7 players in 2 games. Of course, he won 1 and lost 1. Philadelphia's bench, the big story in game 2. Is that criticism warranted?
I don't think so, Dick, because these 7 guys, they play like 9, because Magic, Cooper, and McAdoo all play multiple positions. Plus, with the amount of time they have between games, fatigue should not be a factor.
All right, and the final question. Before game 2, you said the guards would tell the story. How do you feel in this game?
I think that the key will be down the middle. I think a great player like Kareem has to feel that this game is essential. And I think that the way Philadelphia plays him, or reacts to the way he plays tonight, will be the key to the game.
All right, and he's had some good games against the Sixers in the past. Also working with us once again, our coaching experts, Hubie Brown of the New York Knicks and Kevin Lockery of the Atlanta Hawks. And right now, they're in the coach's room along with our Frank Lieber. Frank?
And we might add 2 gentlemen here who found out it's a lot easier to coach in here than it is out there. Right, guys?
Absolutely.
Kevin, first of all, 76ers really haven't gotten any respect, and yet they've dominated this series if you break it down period by period.
Frank, not many people give them a chance. They've outplayed L.A. in 7 of the 8 periods. They had the 2nd best record in the league this past season. They beat Boston, who had the best record in the league the last series. They have probably the finest player at Julius Erving to ever play that position, small forward in the game. Billy Cunningham has the best record over the last 5 years in the league. What do people want from Philadelphia?
First game, Philadelphia did the adjusting after game 2. Now it's L.A.'s turn, and Bill Russell mentioned rebounding. That's got to be a big factor.
Well, it's the biggest key because Philadelphia is killing them on the offensive boards, outscoring them 48-25. Now, the biggest factor for that is when they're in the half-court trap 25% of their defensive time, the shots are going up, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is at the top of the circle. Consequently, he cannot rotate back to the board. This puts the pressure on the big forwards and small forwards to rebound. when Philadelphia is in their half-court offense and they keep the power game on with all the post-ups, the shots are going up. Kareem is trying to block every shot. He's averaging 4 blocks a game. But that is putting the pressure on Wilkes, Rambis, and also McAdoo to board. And on Sunday, they only had a total of 6 defensive rebounds.
You guys know how much of this game is played between the ears. What about the invincibility myth of Los Angeles? They've now finally been beaten. Is this going to have a psychological disadvantage for them?
No, I don't think so. I think they're going to come out really playing hard. Sunday's the first time they shot under 50% in 9 games. They shot 42. I honestly can't believe that Norm Nixon and Jamal Wilkes are going to go 8 for 30, a combined 27%. I feel that we're going to see excellent execution in the break.
All right, let me get a prediction from each of you gentlemen about what you expect. You've been following the 76ers mainly, Kevin. What do you expect from them tonight?
L.A. Trap has bothered Philadelphia. I would think tonight that Maurice Chico, after he makes the first pass, will curl behind the upper defense to the top of the circle to be the first receiver, to penetrate L.A.'s defense, inner defense, and dish off to the wings to the good scorers.
Yeah, but I tell you, Kevin, what I've seen so far is L.A. going to counteract that by trying to cut off that curl by the guard, but also Dr. J flashing from the baseline up to the foul line area. It'll be interesting to see.
Well, it's a 94-foot chessboard, and Billy C. and Pat Riley are in position of calling the shots. Ready now for the introduction of the starting lineups. Let's go back out of the court to Dick Stockton.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Game 3 of the 1982 NBA World Championship Series between the Philadelphia 76ers and the Los Angeles Lakers. Now let's meet the Eastern Conference champions, the Philadelphia 76ers. In his first year, from Cleveland State, number 14, Franklin Edwards. In his second year from Detroit, number 25, Earl Curitan. In his third season from Seattle, wearing number 4, Clint Richardson. In his 12th year from Toledo, number 50, Steve Mix. In his 9th season from St. Joseph's, number 42, Mike Bantam. In his 7th season from Evans High School in Orlando, Florida, number 53, Darryl Dawkins. In his 6th year from Arizona State, number 9, Lionel Holland. And now the starting lineups. Starting at guard, in his 4th year from West Texas State, number 10, Maurice Cheeks. At the other guard, in his 2nd season from Southwest Louisiana, number 22, Andrew Toney. Starting at center in his 9th year from Albany State, number 11, Caldwell Jones. At forward in his 8th season from North Carolina, number 24, Bobby Jones. And at the other forward in his 11th season from Massachusetts, number 6, the doctor, Julius Erving. On injured reserve and unable to play in the series, Ali Johnson, the assistant coaches, Jack McMahon and Matt Gukas, and the head coach of the Philadelphia 76ers, Billy Cunningham. And now the Western Conference champions, the Los Angeles Lakers. In his first year from Michigan, number 40, Mike McGee. Also in his first season from Missouri, number 34, Clay Johnson. In his 6th year from Rutgers, number 5, Eddie Jordan. In his 9th season from Minnesota, number 8, Jim Brewer. Playing in his 5th season from Arizona State, wearing number 54, Mark Landsberger. In his 11th year from North Carolina, number 11, Bob McAdoo. In his 4th season from New Mexico, number 21, Michael Cooper. And now for the starting lineups. At forward, in his first year from Santa Clara, number 31, Kurt Rambis. At the other forward, in his 8th season from UCLA, number 52, Jamal Wilkes. Starting at guard in his 5th season from Duquesne, number 10, Norm Nixon. At the other guard in his 3rd season from Michigan State, number 32, Erving Magic Johnson. And starting at center in his 13th season from UCLA, number 33, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. 2 Lakers injured and unable to play, Mitch Kupchak and Kevin McKenna. Assistant coaches Bill Burtka and Mike Tebow, and the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers, Pat Riley.
The NBA on CBS. Tonight's championship game is sponsored by Lowenbrau. When it's time for the taste of a truly great beer, let it be Lowenbrau. Subaru, inexpensive and built to stay that way. And by Olympic quality paint and stain products. Olympic, because you care about your home.
So the scene has been set here in the Forum for Game 3. The Lakers had their 9-game winning streak snapped on Sunday. And look at what the history shows for Game 3 contests. Teams that have won this ball game have won 12 of the 14 championships in recent years, and in fact 25 of the last 35. Caldwell Jones will jump center, number 11, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who missed practice yesterday because of migraine headaches, but he told Bill before the game that he feels okay and he's ready to go. And the Sixers are anxious indeed. Keep in mind that both of these teams won 5 road games this playoff year, as Rambis could not keep the ball in play, and Philadelphia has possession. Halftime feature coming up on Kurt Rambis, who won a job as a free agent. Cheeks and Nixon, a familiar matchup. Julius Erving guarded by Magic, playing the passing lane. They're isolating the doctor on Magic Johnson on the first shot of the game. Rambis the rebound. Expect the end-to-end style we have seen for most of the 2 games thus far. 2 outstanding fast-breaking clubs. Magic setting it up with Rambis and Kareem right now setting high post. Kareem trying to get low. And as Bill Russell said, they're going to the big guy. Rambis tips it in. Kurt Rambis has scored 8 points in the first quarter of the 2 previous games. And now you're looking at the Los Angeles trap, something the Sixers will have to solve.
Very interesting situation. They have Jamal Wilkes guarding Andrew Toney. Now, in a fast break situation, that could create a problem for Jamal Wilkes, because Toney would be outside of the, when he has to catch up, that could be tough.
That was Rambis on the reverse layup. And so the rookie who played in Greece a year ago gives the Lakers a 4-0 lead. They went up 5-0 in Game 2 Sunday afternoon. Open is Bobby Jones, left to the key. And the Sixers have not been able to hit their shots. They've been in and out. And the Lakers on a roll early. Toney is on Magic Johnson and has improved as a defensive player. One-on-one coverage. And they call the foul on Caldwell Jones, who has been in foul trouble in both games of this series.
Now, what the Lakers seem to be intent on doing is going inside right away, get some foul trouble on Caldwell Jones or Daryl Dawkins when he comes in the game, and take away some of the rebounding of the Sixers.
Kareem, who's handled the ball a lot so far, and it's now 6-0 Lakers with a little less than 2 minutes gone by in the first quarter. Timeout, Philly. And if you're wondering how the Lakers responded from the defeat, the scoreboard says it. 6-0.
Now, what Pat Riley is saying is, keep it up. Whatever you're doing, keep doing that. Billy Cunningham is telling the guys the adjustments they have to make, and I'm sure he's talking about offensive right now, because they've got outside shots, and you don't want to start the game shooting outside shots if you can avoid it.
Now, should they go to double-teaming Kareem? They have not really double-teamed him so far.
Well, Kareem is such a good passer that that's what they would like for him to do, because most of the time he can get a shot off over the guys anyway. But if they double team, he can still get a good assist.
You're looking the Sixers against the Los Angeles Trap, and Andrew Toney breaks the drought with a little more than 2 minutes gone by in this opening period. Andrew Toney still has not unleashed his explosive scoring power in this series. No basket, and we have a foul outside before the shot. The officials in this evening's ball game, Wally Rooney and Ed Rush, with Paul Mihalik, the alternate. And keep in mind, Andrew Toney had a 46-point game against the Lakers in Philadelphia in March. Bobby Jones all over Jamal Wilkes. Kareem is playing up on top. Caldwell Jones already has a personal foul, and steps called against Kareem.
And that is an indication of how important Kareem thinks it is for him to get up to a good start.
Former broadcaster, assistant coach, now head coach of the team he played most of his career with, Pat Riley with the Lakers. Julius outside, Caldwell Jones, Kareem out to meet him. Caldwell Jones, as you've said many times, has to continue to take that shot. He's fouled inside, but that's true. If he's open, he's got to shoot it.
He's got to take that shot because that's what they're working the offense when they double team, so that he can get that shot, and he can make it. And then this way he goes to the basket. He gives a good fake here, little small steps, kept his pivot foot, got the shot blocked, but he got fouled.
And it was on Kareem, foul number 1 on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and you're looking at the best free throw shooter on the Sixers in the regular season. When Jones hit nearly 82% of his free throws, he has hit an incredible 92% from the line in the playoffs.
Poor guy that tall.
You're just jealous.
Yes.
2-point Laker lead. Opening minutes, game 3 from the Forum. 1-1 the score in games, best of 7 for the NBA World Championship. Kareem once again, Jamal Wilkes had an off day shooting on Sunday. And a rare running hook shot for him, and Rambis keeps it alive. He's the hard worker, the blue-collar player on this team. And Wilkes gets free. Magic with the pass to Wilkes. Philly quickly wants to get it into their forecourt. Posting close to the basket is Julius Erving, and he goes up. Rambis and Caldwell Jones, and it's maybe a foul on Caldwell Jones over the top. It is. 2 on him.
Now that's what the Lakers would love to have. Now here's Rambis, gives it out to Magic and does what he does so well. Great pass. And you know that you notice that the Lakers move so well without the ball, but because he's such a great passer, he makes them do that.
Magic Johnson misses the hook from the baseline. Julius fouled inside. Now that last play that we saw on the replay with Magic firing into Wilkes is one of those plays that did not work effectively Sunday after the Lakers used it effectively in the opening game Thursday. This personal is on Nixon. Darryl Dawkins has come in the ball game for Philadelphia, replacing Caldwell Jones, who goes out with 2 fouls. Dawkins was in foul trouble in both games, only played 8 minutes in Sunday's contest.
And if this continues, if they getting the 6 big guys in trouble like they foul trouble like they want to, they're gonna have to go to Earl Cureton early and long.
Earl Cureton contributed mightily, as we saw at the top of the broadcast, as the 3rd center. Meanwhile, the Lakers lead by 2, 8 minutes, 15 seconds to go. First period. Kareem fighting his way inside, and a foul called. It's on Dawkins. Dawkins commits his first, and so the strategy of the Lakers is clear off the top, and as Bill Russell said, it's the big guys' game, and so far he has caused Caldwell Jones and Dawkins to have 3 personals between them. Sixers have committed 14 fouls. 1 more, and they're in the penalty. The Lakers just 2. Kareem was a 70% free throw shooter at the regular season, misses both here. Here comes Philadelphia, seeks the man and makes him go. Penetrates.
That was just a great play because they were expecting him to pull up at any time, and he kept penetrating.
Nixon right back. Lakers owning the offensive board.
Now they're back to doing what made them so tough. They're hitting the offensive board. They are doing the regular season one of the best rebounding teams in basketball, and Philadelphia so far have been able to out-rebound them. But the game is young.
7:35 to go. Kareem blocks, cheeks a shot, releasing his Nixon. 2-on-1 with Wilkes, and it's blocked by Bobby Jones at the other end. 2 great defensive plays, blocks by Kareem and Bobby Jones, and Julius Erving. Underneath to Dawkins. And a foul called, and it may be on Kareem. Now, Kurt Rambis, I think, has a cut on the top of his, or the right side of his eye. Kurt Rambis looks like he's just been in a tough round in a heavyweight fight. The foul was on Abdul-Jabbar, his second. And if you want to have an idea how physical this game is, we'll try to show you the face of Kurt Rambis.
Well, we know he's not Superman now.
That's true. He may be Clark Kent, but not Superman. Darryl Dawkins. Miss them both. Lakers with 3 team fouls, Sixers with 4, LA by 2, 7:15 to go, first period. Dick Stockton, Bill Russell at the form in Inglewood. And the familiar skyhook is an air ball, but there's that man Rambis again. Skyhook again. Timeout. Sixers. They love it here.
And Billy Cunningham is calling the timeouts almost early in the game. These are strategic timeouts so the Lakers don't get a real run and put the game out of reach.
They've moved out to a 4-point lead after scoring the first 6 points of the ball game. Kurt Rambis is off to a hot start. He has scored 2 points and 4 rebounds. And he has 4 of LA's 9 rebounds. The Lakers have out-rebounded the Sixers 9-4 so far. Kurt Rambis, a third-round draft choice by the New York Knicks, played in Greece, won a job at camp. Walter Matthau, a familiar visitor to the Forum to watch the Lakers. And Monty Hall right behind him, and so
we'll see if we can make a deal.
That's right. It was a leg block against the Lakers and a new 24-second clock. Cheeks and Nixon. They're really isolating more, Philadelphia is, in this game than they had in the previous. A tip by Magic Johnson and return pass from Nixon, and this time the foul is on Bobby Jones. But it was Nixon and Magic who engineered the steal right there, and the personal is on Bobby Jones, his first, and the 15th foul on Philadelphia. They're in the penalty.
Now here goes Magic up for the shot, and here comes Bobby Jones. He gets the ball, but then his body goes into Magic.
Magic Johnson on the line. He has 3 points in the game. He has played more than anyone in the 2 games, 44.5 minutes average. He leads everybody in rebounding in this series. And don't forget, he had the big 42 points in Game 6 in 1980, the game that won it for the Lakers in 6 over the Sixers. 6:35 remaining in a low-scoring first period. The Lakers are up by 6, matches their biggest lead. And Julius is short with the off-the-glass attempt. The Lakers are doing the job on both boards. Toney on Magic. Kareem just getting into the flow now. Swinging around to Rambis. Loop it in, and Kareem knocked the ball away because he knew that pass was headed for interception. Turnover gives the ball to Philadelphia. Sixers have won 11 and lost 6 in the playoffs. They have won 6 and 3 at home. They're 5 and 3 on the road. So they know how to win on the road. Good screen by Bobby Jones. Andrew Toney hits his second jump shot.
He says all the baskets 10 feet high.
One man who hasn't exploded for Philadelphia yet is Toney, and we have a Bobby Jones just held and clamped Magic Johnson as the pass flew by, and Bobby already has 2 fouls, and he'll go to the line to shoot here, 1 in the penalty.
Now, Billy Cunningham's substitution. Here's the last play when Bobby Jones. There, Bobby says, come here.
You were talking about the substitution, and Mike Bantam comes in for Bobby Jones, who, by the way, has had an injured hip and did not practice yesterday for Philadelphia.
Now, the substitution pattern that Billy Cunningham would like to use is being upset by the foul trouble. He's going to have to go to his bench earlier because there are certain guys that coach knows how many fouls they can have on them and still be effective.
Under 6 minutes remaining in the first period, a 6-point Laker lead. So already Billy has gone to the bench with Darryl Dawkins and Mike Bantam. The may have broken out of his offensive doldrums in Sunday's game with 4 for 5 shooting. Cheeks with a good move on Johnson and into a crowd. And we have a Laker foul. It'll be the 4th team foul on the non-shooting variety. And the personal is on Kurt Rambis, number 1. There's Rambis, who already has 4 rebounds in the game. Maurice Cheeks, quiet. Tried to get him to a little controversy with Norm Nixon yesterday over Nixon's complaint that Cheeks was hitting him on the elbow when he went up for the jump shot, but Cheeks was having none of it. Dawkins almost took steps and was stripped away. Nixon, great play, gets it to Rambis to win. But it was Norm Nixon who made the key play on the quick return pass to Rambis. Biggest lead, Lakers. Right here, 8 points.
And the Lakers are showing that was keyed by defensive play. They're showing why they can score points in bunches. And the key to scoring points in bunches is defense. But you got to stop the other guys.
Dawkins fights and wins the battle for the loose ball. Julius against a swarming Laker defense, and that's what Julius did Sunday. He said, I'll have enough of this. And Erving now has 4 points, his first basket in 4 attempts from the field. Lakers by 6, 4:40 remaining, first period. And the first time in the series, the Lakers have held the advantage in the first period. Rambis again, and Banham gets it to Cheeks. A run-and-gun ball game, but fine defense on both teams. Julius, volleyball, taps it out, and the Lakers 2-on-1. Nixon, Kareem. Toney on the loose ball. Back and forth they go. Toney fouled, and will go to the line on the Lakers' 5th team foul. Let's watch Rambis with the steal and what Norm Nixon did on an acrobatic play coming up.
Now there's his steal right there by Rambis, right back. Super play, dunk shot, Jamal. Jamal Wilkes, that is.
Rambis goes out of the ball game and has been replaced by Bob McAdoo. McAdoo had 12 points and 2 rebounds in the second game. He is shooting 56% in the playoffs, and that's what the Lakers want from him. Bill, you made an interesting point about why the foul shooting hasn't been that good in the series.
Well, the way these two teams both run and the way they play so physical, you get lonesome at the foul line.
The pace stops.
It's a completely different pace, and the atmosphere is different because there's too much space almost.
Lakers lead by 5. Biggest lead was 6. Good defense by Toney. Loop it into McAdoo. Help on Dawkins. And they call a foul on Darrell.
And those are the kind of fouls that get you in foul trouble. You know, you're going to get a lot of fouls, a few fouls just playing good defense if you're working at it. But it's fouls like that will get you in foul trouble. The ones that you try to avoid and maybe you should avoid.
Dawkins commits his 2nd foul. Here's Michael Cooper, who tied a career high with 17 points in the playoffs in the first game of the series. He has been shooting well against Philadelphia and shooting well overall in the playoffs. Outstanding defensive player, an acrobatic, high-flying trapeze artist in a way. And he can play forward or guard, as Bill mentioned. Versatile team. McAdoo makes both free throws. 7-point Laker lead with under 4 minutes to go, first period.
And here come the Laker trap.
Let's see how they break it. If they do it beautifully, as Erving on a feed from Cheeks.
And that's what you do. Once you get the initial trap beaten, you now have a 2-on-1, and so you go all the way to the hoop to make sure you get an easy shot.
You see where the Lakers have nearly doubled Philadelphia's rebounding output. Jamal Wilkes sandwiches in, basket, good, and a foul. Jamal Wilkes, who learned to play basketball against his sister Naomi, who was 6'2", he was shorter, and when they were in grade school, Jamal Wilkes said, I knew I was good when I learned to play against Naomi. It was better than most of the kids in the neighborhood. She is his business manager right now, formerly a trial lawyer and a pretty good basketball player at Stanford, his sister. Wilkes has hit his last 4 shots. 3.5 minutes to play. First period, Lakers have dominated here in the opening stanza. Philadelphia has not tasted the lead as of yet. Dawkins playing with 2 fouls. Caldwell Jones on the bench with 2 fouls. Julius finds Cheeks, who misses the layup. Banham tries to tip it in. Still Philadelphia ball. Banham claws his way in, and Dawkins finally lays it in. Pat Riley was yelling for 3 seconds inside.
Well, they did seem to be there a while, but there was no possession.
Magic Johnson goes to the bench. I'm not sure whether he's shaken up or not. He may have hurt his right wrist. In any event, Pat Riley is awfully upset, and perhaps the most upset he has been in the playoffs. And why not after sweeping Phoenix and San Antonio? 2:56 remaining in the first period, and Los Angeles has started out hot, but it's 23-17, and that's really nothing to get overly excited about.
Not yet.
This will be the scene of the showdown. The Derby and Preakness winners meet head-on at the Belmont Stakes Saturday on CBS Sports.
So the third jewel may be the best jewel of racing's Triple Crown, the Belmont Stakes, 5 o'clock Eastern on CBS Sports Saturday. Magic Johnson is on the bench, seemed to have injured his wrist. Is this where it happened? Well, he was squeezed in by a lot of red shirts. I'm sure. Yeah, it happened right there because he went after his left wrist at that point. Magic Johnson, who became the 3rd player in history this year to achieve 700 rebounds and 700 assists in the same year. That is incredible when you think that you need power for rebounding and playmaking ability for assists. Only Oscar Robertson and Wilt Chamberlain had achieved it before. Tonight he has 6 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists as LA out rebounding and out shooting, as you can see, Philadelphia. 2:45 remaining, first period. McAdoo, ball slapped away by Cheeks and gets it over the dot. Good play by Mo. Julius to Toney. Toney's had some big scoring games in the playoffs against Boston. And they call the foul on Andrew Toney after the ball was knocked away. Ed Ruscetti held Michael Cooper, and so Michael Cooper will go to the line and shoot.
Now here's Cooper playing that good hard-nosed defense that he plays. He's right there, knocks the ball loose, he goes for the ball. And Ed Rush thinks that when Cooper took that first step, that was when he committed the foul.
So Michael Cooper goes to the line. The Lakers so far have 6 fast break points to none for Philadelphia. Clint Richardson is in the ball game. He was one of the great troopers off the bench for Philadelphia in game number 1. Cooper, perhaps the top man coming off the bench in the NBA. A lot of the players will tell you he is the top 6th man in the game. Good two-way player. Reputation based on the D. So LA is up by 7. The biggest lead was 8 just a moment ago. We have less than 2.5 minutes to play first period. Dick Stockton and Bill Russell from the Forum in Inglewood. Game 3. LA won game 1. Philadelphia came back to tie it Sunday. Clint Richardson. This is the shot. Julius Erving, offensive board, and is fouled. He came out of nowhere to challenge Kareem.
He just took that rebound because Kareem was coming down with it and he was going up with it, and his momentum gave him a little. Now here's the shot when he misses. Now Kareem there, now there goes Julius, just takes it away and almost made the shot.
And that's the 3rd personal on Kareem. He goes out, and Mark Landsberger becomes the 8th player to take part in this championship finals. Landsberger has expressed surprise in not being used. He is the prototype of the bull in the china shop. He is a tremendous rebounder. He had an up and down year. I'm talking about Mark Landsberger right now, and he's in his 5th year from Arizona State and played a key role in the Lakers' triumph over the Sixers 2 years ago. 6-point lead for LA. 2:10 remaining, first period. McAdoo against Julius with Dawkins there. A piece of the ball. Julius got a piece of it. It is still LA ball. 14 seconds on the clock. Now they say give him a new 24. Cooper will trigger it in. Jamal Wilkes, watched by Bandit. Good defensive player. McAdoo inside.
And he has Julius Erving guarding him.
McAdoo is 6'10". Julius is 6'6". Bobby Jones, who was out with 2 personal fouls and also nursing a hip injury, is in the ball game, and Julius goes to the bench for the first time. The Doc has 7 points. He has averaged 21.3 in the playoffs.
And the subpar free throw percentage continues.
2 minutes to play now in the first period. Lakers by 7. Philadelphia 6 for 10 from the line. The Lakers 9 of 13.
You know what's so amazing about Philadelphia is that the first few minutes of this game, the Lakers completely dominated.
But they didn't have that big a lead.
They're right in the middle of the game. For either of these teams, a 7-point lead is not very much because they're both so explosive. Now, also, the Lakers could take that 7-point lead and make it 15 in a hurry.
Well, we saw what they did in game 1. They were 15 down, went 16 ahead. That's a 31-point burst in less than 11 minutes. Norm Nixon comes into the game and Jamal Wilkes goes out. So there's an example of the versatility. They bring in Nixon, a forward, for Wilkes, a guard.
Or vice versa. What makes these two teams so explosive is that they can play just great defense.
So Cooper, who's playing in the backcourt right now, can play guard or forward. The same for Magic Johnson, who's bringing the ball up. Dawkins, 1 for 4 from the free throw line. 25-19, Lakers lead, 1:40 remaining in the first period. McAdoo shooting over Bobby Jones. Bob McAdoo, 3-time scoring champ of Buffalo of the NBA. Brings the Lakers up by 8, matching the biggest lead they've had. Dawkins misses, and McAdoo, and a push by Mike Banham. Banham called for the foul. And right now, a lot of those fouls, I think, are because the Lakers are getting position inside, and Philadelphia is just having to go over the top or push because they don't have the spot.
Well, I think that's one of the adjustments that Pat Riley made over between games, was to make sure that his team went back to the boards, because that's one of their strengths. As part of their defense is to make sure the other team only gets 1 shot.
Philadelphia has already committed 10 personal fouls in the ball game. Bob McAdoo has been with 6 teams in 6 years. He has been injured, and some say he was a malingerer, had the reputation as a bad guy because he was making a lot of money and was hurt. Now he's happy to be in LA, and the Lakers are too, whatever the problems in the past. Biggest lead in the game right now, 10 points for Los Angeles, and a 3-second violation against Philadelphia. Lakers with their biggest lead right now with 1:08 remaining in the first period, and Earl Curidan is going to come into the ball game, but he cannot come in yet. He was not in the now he's coming.
Substitution number 25.
Here's Curidan, who contributed mightily for Philadelphia in Sunday's game. In 15 minutes, had 8 rebounds.
And the coaches are getting a little testy.
Yes, they are. Just testy time. They threw feeling each other out in this series, Bill. Magic against Clint Richardson. Basket counts. Foul. Is that a big mismatch, even though they're both guards? Clint at 6'3" against Magic 6'9".
Not really. Magic can score on anybody, big or little. But Clint does as good a job as most guys will do against Magic. But you're not going to stop a guy like that. Not for very long anyway, no matter how good you play, because he's so versatile.
Makes the 3-point play. The foul was on Clint Richardson. And the Lakers are up by 13, so this is something new for them. And there's the trapping defense. Bobby Jones trying to find Banham. Curidan, baseline, goes up. Tipped up and missed by Banham. Curidan throws it up. Magic comes down with the rebound. He can thread the needle. Norm Nixon pulls up. Landsberger, a foul.
And the Lakers are pounding the boards.
The one thing that Philadelphia has done to upset Pat Riley is dominate the boards, either the offensive boards or defense, whichever was important at the time. But the Lakers have come out with reckless abandon on both boards right now and have a 13-point lead and a chance for more. Landsberger misses from the line. Andrew Toney comes back for Philadelphia. The Lakers have run off 7 in a row here. He misses both. Curidan the board, and Philadelphia has 20 seconds to try the last shot, and that'll give LA a chance to try a last attempt of their own.
In the middle, get off guard.
Toney working outside against Cooper. Cooper and Toney, good matchup. Toney was too quick for him in the previous ball game in Philadelphia. An illegal defense has been called against Los Angeles, and that's a warning. The Lakers were hit with it twice, which means it was a technical foul Sunday. See if we can pick it up. Watch Landsberg.
Landsberg is in the lane right there, and so is Nixon.
They weren't guarding anyone, at least Landsberger was not. So in the last 24 seconds of a period, as we saw in a previous ball game, they go right to the technical, and so Andrew Toney will shoot the technical because it's happened in the last 24 seconds.
And you know, Billy Cunningham has played with this a bit during the series. In this the third game, he's been playing with it and see if he can just disconcert him, throw him off just a little bit.
At 9 seconds remaining, Toney double teamed right now. Bobby Jones ball knocked away. Still Philadelphia ball, and they have 4 seconds to go in the period.
Now you notice the way they're taking their time because they know that you have plenty of time with 9 seconds, and now they got 4 seconds.
Toney, quick shot, misses. Bingham tries to tip it in, and the period ends. Los Angeles has done it on rebounding. At the end of the first period, Los Angeles 32, Philadelphia 20. We'll be back after this word from your local station.
This is CBS.
He comes away limping badly. He's hurt now.
I thought it was all over. But with training and help, I got the chance to come back. Some people need training and help just to play the game. I volunteered to coach Special Olympics and give them the kind of help they need. But Special Olympics needs more coaches. Beautiful. They can't do it with just magic. It takes you, too.
Furnished as a public service by the National Basketball Association.
Second period about to start. Los Angeles leading Philadelphia by 12. And, of course, we said that the first 2 games were almost carbon copies. Philadelphia coming back and stopping L.A. from winning that second game with a late rush. This game is obviously different. The rebounding edge has been heavily in favor of Los Angeles, but that's only part of the story, Bill.
Well, I think that way the Lakers started going inside to Kareem to try to get Caldwell Jones, one of the key rebounders, in foul trouble. They accomplished that. They got Daryl Dawkins out there. He got a couple of fouls, and now they're playing with a small lineup, and so the Lakers can dominate the boards. And now they're back into their game now.
And maybe the Lakers said, look, the bench did the job. The bench did the job in game number 2. Let's see if they can do it again here. And so that's the story here, with Philadelphia going to the early bench and the Lakers already using 8 players. Norm Nixon against Clint Richardson. As we start the second period, Dick Stockton and Bill Russell from the forum. Alley-oop play. Cooper couldn't get there in time. Or we should say Cooper-loop, as they say in Los Angeles.
Well, they tried to run the high lob pass.
Here comes the lead break. Cooper. All right, that's the one thing Philadelphia and Billy Cunningham is going to tell his team as he gets off the bench. And that he stepped over the line. Earl Kieran took a step over.
When things go bad.
Yeah. The thing I was saying about Billy is that they have to get back on defense. If they don't get back on defense, L.A. will just scald them with the break. On the floor is Bobby Jones. McAdoo, jump shot. Landsberger to Johnson, keeps it alive. L.A. looking awfully strong, and now McAdoo travels with the ball.
Now, Philadelphia's going to have to reestablish themselves now. They're out of sync right now. They're going to have to...
Attempted steal. It's still Philadelphia ball. But Los Angeles is playing very well off the top.
And they're playing good defense right now. And I think one of the things that has happened to Philadelphia is that they're out of there.
Random shot blocked by McAdoo.
Substitution rotation.
Nixon coming right back. Like you said, defense spurring the break. And the Lakers look awesome right now. Timeout, Philadelphia. Philadelphia has yet to get a bucket in nearly 5 minutes. As you know, the Lakers have been flying high in the playoffs. They've won 9 out of 10. In this series, they're in most of the categories, they have dropped a bit. Norm Nixon, who's been a hot shooter and a hot scorer for the Lakers, had an off game on Sunday, hitting only 3 of 14 from the field. But he had a great advantage here following a defensive play by McAdoo.
He takes it right to it.
Lakers have outscored Philadelphia 11-1 since they were leading by 25-19. Caldwell Jones comes back in the ball game for Philadelphia. He has 2 personal fouls. Darryl Dawkins is on the bench with 2. There's Caldwell.
And what has happened so far, because the Lakers went inside to start the game, they've changed the matchups.
Okay, we'll find out how in a moment, but not before a steal by Norm Nixon. So a timeout and a steal and another basket. And Billy C. may feel he wasted one there because the Lakers have not skipped a beat in this ball game. Biggest lead, 18 points right now. And almost another steal. Julius. Philadelphia is out of it right now. Julius Erving fires an air ball. Taken down by Landsberger. This is a mismatch in this ball game. The Sixers are in disarray, and that's because the Lakers are playing incredible basketball. 20-point lead. Julius trying to get it back himself, and a Laker foul on Michael Cooper. Extraordinary performance here.
Now there's the air ball. And then that's great pass by Magic Johnson. Because it took great strength to make that pass, because he never had a chance to set himself to make that pass.
Is Julius trying to bring him back all by himself?
No, not really. What he's got to do is now establish his leadership. Again, is to say, okay, guys, we can do it. Let's not panic. Now let's take our time and let's see what he got hit in the mouth on that last play, obviously. But what he's trying to do is, if he can get a basket or something inside, now he's got the 2 free throws. It's kind of important he makes them, because they got to get on the board. Once you get one in there, you know it fits again.
Julius Erving with 7 points. He's the top scorer for Philadelphia. Toney has 6. Magic Johnson is the leading scorer, along with Wilkes. They each have 9. Kareem's on the bench, and Los Angeles can afford to rest the 35-year-old Kareem and play Landsberger a lot off the boards because the Lakers are having things their way. Magic also has 5 rebounds and 4 assists. Julius wants, I think, one of the photographers to just give him some room because they're going in hot and heavy there, end to end, and even more than that. 9:45 remaining in the first half. Lakers have doubled Philadelphia's output, 40-20. Nixon with Bobby Jones. Mismatch. Cheeks is on McAdoo. They're trying to find him instead of turnover. Andrew Toney going all the way against Cooper. And Andrew Toney, whose wife Priscilla gave birth to a daughter, Chanel, on Friday, gets the bucket. McAdoo inside. The Lakers are just beating up on Philadelphia at both ends here. Cheeks all the way. Basket counts and a foul. And the Sixers hope that will be a spark of some sort. Maurice Cheeks with his 2nd bucket.
Now with 9 minutes left to go in the first half, Philadelphia has to play this last 9 minutes of the first half tough. Because if they don't, if the Lakers continue this way, the game will be out of reach by halftime.
3-point play by Mo Cheeks. Nearly 3 minutes gone by, 2nd period. Dick Stockton and Bill Russell. And a technical foul has been called against Billy Cunningham. And Norm Nixon will shoot the tee.
I tell you, I would rather leave the building than shoot a technical foul.
How many of those did they ask you to shoot, Bill, when you played?
Fortunately, they were. I always had smart coaches. They never sent me near the foul line when they had a technical.
Norm Nixon. This is the reverse layup. Caldwell Jones. Mo Cheeks. Cooper picks him up. Toney. And a foul. Toney went winds up on the floor, and Mark Landsberger picks up his first shooting story right now in the ball game, which is predicated on the defensive play. 53% for the Lakers plus, and 31% for Philadelphia. But the LA defense has been tremendous. They've been blocking shots, playing the trap well, and Philadelphia has been forcing shots, not playing their game by any stretch of the imagination.
Now, Philadelphia can get it down to 10 or less at halftime. They will come out of the first half in pretty good shape.
Toney with 10 points, the leading scorer for Philadelphia. McAdoo and Landsberger. Kareem has had a lot of time to rest on the bench. McAdoo. There's the jump shot. Bob McAdoo, the only junior college player recruited by Dean Smith in North Carolina. Caldwell Jones keeps it alive. Toney wide open, left to the key. And that will fall for him. Andrew Toney with 12. He has 6 here in the second period. 16-point lead for Los Angeles. McAdoo, whistle. And now Cooper and Cheeks have a few words. And the foul is on Andrew Toney, his second personal and the first team foul on Philadelphia. Mike Banham gets instructions from Billy C. He'll be coming in the ballgame. Jamal Wilkes. Inside Cooper. Extra pass to Wilkes. Traveling, no basket. Steps called against Jamal.
And Jamal says, I only took little ones.
Lakers had won 12 straight games, dating back to the regular season, as Mike Banham comes into the ball game, replacing Bobby Jones. Caldwell Jones playing with 2 personal fouls. Dawkins has 2, and he's on the bench. And reaching in is Jamal Wilkes, and already that's the 14th foul on the Lakers.
And excuse me, Dick, but at this point, the Sixers are making a run at the Lakers. They've gotten themselves back together, and they're into their rhythm now, and they're making a run at the Lakers right now.
The Sixers have dominated virtually every quarter of the 2 games so far, except for quarter number 3 on Thursday, when the Lakers scored 41 points to break open that game 1. Julius inside, blocked by McAdoo. Wilkes has it. McAdoo playing center and doing a fine job defensively and on the attack. Here he is on the attack. Not this time. Banham clears it, gets it to Julius. He's got Cheeks and Toney with him. Toney baseline over McAdoo. Tough shot.
He doesn't believe anyone can block his shots.
So Philadelphia trails by 13. Let's watch McAdoo block another shot here. He has played a fine defensive game.
Right, here's Julius. He knows he's got Jamal Wilkes beaten. Here comes the backup.
But Andrew Toney has hit 5 of 7, including his last 3 for 14 points. He's the game-high scorer, and the Sixers are going to need him to get back into the ballgame.
Wednesday night movies. Catherine Ross is a blockbuster. You're great. Facing a choice that could destroy everything she loves. Rodeo Girl.
When Andrew Toney is on, the Sixers usually win, as you can see there. And Andrew has had some on games. 46 earlier this year against the Lakers. Against Boston, 30-39, and a big 34-point effort in the 4th period. He has 7th game, I should say. He has 14 points right here, but he has not been quiet. He has dished out an average of 10 assists in the 2 games. So Toney, a key man. And Andrew right now, guarding Michael Cooper, Bob McAdoo. 13 points for Bob McAdoo, who is red hot from the field. He is 4 for 7. He had 14 points and 7 rebounds in game 1 as he helped this club. 6:35 remaining, first half. Lucas Julius, basket counts and a foul. Good pass. So Toney playmaking as well as scoring, but Julius on a fine play.
Now here's the play. Julius has the inside. Gets the ball, he gets hit, keeps his concentration.
Foul is on Rambis' second. That's the 15th foul against the Lakers there in the penalty. Julius has the 3-point play. So it's a 12-point Laker lead. Philadelphia trailed by only 6 late in the first period. They were outscored 15-1 over the next 5 minutes to go up by 20. However, the Sixers have battled back to cut it to 12. And we'll have a violation against Los Angeles.
And what you have to notice about the 76ers is they'll hit flat spots, but it seems to be more their own making.
That was the third foul on Wilkes, not a violation, so 3 on Wilkes.
And they just seem like they're just taking their time. Well, they threw that one away.
Picked up by the Lakers, Norm Nixon. Don't forget, Kareem has been on the bench a long time. Wilkes, Caldwell Jones the rebound, tipped by McAdoo, and he can't save it. It's Philadelphia ball. Kareem has remained on the bench through most of the second period. He has 3 personal fouls, which is the reason why he has scored 4 points.
But he did something really important while he was in there. He got him up to the good start.
Yes. There you see the hustle by McAdoo. So Philadelphia has it now under 6 minutes to play in the second period. Andrew Toney guarded by Magic Johnson. Rambis is on Julius. It's tough for Julius when Rambis gets inside on defense. Tough pass by Julius and another turnover. 2 straight turnovers by Philadelphia, and Magic comes in. So that hurts the Sixers. Magic has 11 points. They cannot afford it because when LA gets the running game going on the turnovers, and you see the story there, they're murdered.
Now the Sixers have to keep playing the half-court game and slow it down offensively, because if they can slow it down and not throw the ball away, they're very effective against the Lakers.
Toney with a long-range shot. Andrew now with 16 points has hit 4 in a row, and it's a 12-point lead again for Los Angeles. Lakers won the first game 124-117. Philadelphia won 110-94 as Julius fouls. It is a non-shooting foul and the second personal or the second team foul. Number 2 on Julius.
Anticipating here. He knows where the pass is going right there. And he tried to knock it loose.
2 team fouls on the Sixers. 5 minutes remaining, first half. Coming out of a double screen is Nixon. Cheeks stayed with him. Cheeks did a fine job defensively in game 2, and Julius has the rebound out to Toney. Toney off to a hot start. He hasn't done it yet offensively for Philadelphia until this game. Julius finds an opening and is fouled, and he hung on the rim a while. They call the foul on McAdoo. Let's see if they
call. And I think it's a technical foul for Julius grabbing the rim.
Yes.
And he did that to keep from falling. Now here, when he misses, now he's off balance, and he grabs the rim to keep him hurting himself.
It is a technical foul because he held onto the rim, and I think Julius did explain that to Wally Rooney, although it's not going to change things. McAdoo will shoot the technical, and then Julius will go to the line to shoot 2 shots. Billy Cunningham from Brooklyn, New York. He said in the 6th game against Boston and in the opener against LA, he says the team came out on a level they couldn't maintain. That was not the problem tonight.
Sure is.
So McAdoo with a successful free throw on the technical, and Julius Erving shooting 2 shots. McAdoo had committed the foul, his 3rd. Foul story has Wilkes, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, McAdoo with 3. Philadelphia does not have a player with 3 personal fouls.
You know, overall, at this point, with McAdoo and Kareem both with 3 fouls, that could also change Pat Riley's look at things. Although I think that those 2 guys probably play better with 3 fouls than any 2 guys out there.
Sixers have cut the Laker lead to 11. Kurt Rambis shot blocked by Caldwell Jones. Lakers still have it. And now a 3-second violation called against the Lakers. And so, Bill, as you mentioned, Philadelphia down by 20. Has a chance to cut it to under 10 points with 4:25 to go.
And if they can maintain that or this pace until halftime, they'll be pretty good. They will have come out of this half in pretty good shape considering the way the Lakers were playing.
Lakers over the limit in fouls. Mike Bantam in against Rambis. Here comes Cooper. Philadelphia does get back on defense, and LA has to slow it up a bit. Magic to Cooper. Inside Rambis. He's got it.
Another outstanding pass, because if that pass was any slower, it wouldn't have worked.
It was Michael Cooper who threaded the needle. Cheeks coming back and missing outside. Rebound LA. There they come. 3:45 to go. First half. Cooper. And the second time it doesn't go. And a 3-on-2. Look at the Greyhounds go. Andrew Toney. And Philadelphia trails by 11 once again with 3.5 minutes to go in the first half. End-to-end action at its finest. Game 3 of the World Championship Finals.
I think they can run.
I'll tell you, we're not without a couple of fast-breaking teams that know how to get up and down that floor. Michael Cooper misses. Caldwell Jones. And now Cheeks. 3:10 to go. They can knock it down to 9. Cheeks controlling out there. Cooper on Toney. You could not stop Andrew in Philadelphia this year because of plays like this when Toney scored 46.
When Toney gets it going, you need help, and lots of it.
Toney has scored 6 in a row, and Philadelphia has cut the Laker lead to 9 at 51-42. A timeout with 2:52 remaining in the first half. And the last time the Sixers had it less than 10 was at 27-19.
And Andrew Toney has great stamina. He doesn't tire very easily. He can stay out there and put it in for a long, long time.
There they are, our resident geniuses. Kevin Lockery, coach of the Hawks, and Hubie Brown, the new coach of the New York Knicks, along with Frank Lieber coming up at halftime from the coach's room, and a feature on LA's latest Cinderella story, Kurt Rambis, who got off to a hot start along with Kareem to help give Los Angeles that early lead. But right now, Billy Cunningham is banking on Andrew Toney, who has scored 14 points this period. He's hit his last 6 shots. He's 8 for 10 of the game, and they say when he has his rhythm, he may go the whole game and really burn you. Another one of the people watching the ball game that you know, of course, from sports and show business is Bruce Jenner, the great decathlon performer. 2:52 remaining in the first half. Check who's in there. It's Johnson and Cooper in the backcourt. McAdoo, Rambis, and Nixon, of course, in the backcourt. So we'll see Cooper move up front to a forward position. And Magic can play all 3. Magic goes inside and is fouled by Andrew Toney. Third foul on Andrew Toney. He's the first Sixer with 3 personal fouls. And that's the 3rd team foul against Philadelphia. L.A. with the edge of the bench scoring in this game. Magic from the corner hits. Magic Johnson.
He doesn't take that shot very much, but he's a high percentage shooter with it.
Toney trying to overplay Cooper. Blocked by McAdoo. Rambis comes down with it. Talk about a guy being in the right place at the right time. Kurt Rambis always is. The Cooper loop, and Philadelphia right now has that figured out because it's not worked 3 attempts. Slowing it up his Cheeks now. 2:14 to go. McAdoo already 3 block shots. Kareem has been on the bench most of this ball game, but as Bill mentioned, he got the Lakers off hot. Inside, Caldwell Jones. Jones, one of the few players with more career rebounds than points. That was the story this year, too. And there's your time, under 2 minutes to go in the first half. Julius will come back in along with Lionel Hollins. McAdoo in the middle. They're relying on McAdoo at the center position. They can knock it down to 7, can the Sixers, with 1:40 remaining, first half. If they can keep it under 10, they'll be pleased. Caldwell Jones. Bobby Jones crashes the board, and he'll call a loose ball foul against Bobby Jones, his 3rd personal foul. And coming into the ball game, Landsberger for Los Angeles, and Erving and Lionel Hollins. Hollins making his first appearance. There's Julius, who has scored 12. And Hollins, who did not play in game number 2, is into the ball game. He broke a finger in the Atlanta series, and now has been alternating between the 3rd and 4th guard.
Now someone else is going to have to take up the shooting because Andrew Toney's sitting down. Now no one else has been shooting really while he's on that hot streak.
Nixon in the lane hits. That's the one thing about this series that continues to come back, as they call a blocking foul against Nixon, and Cheeks will shoot, and that is that the Lakers have so much firepower from so many different people, including McAdoo off the bench, and the Sixers rely on the scoring of Erving and Toney. Even though they get contributions from Cheeks and Caldwell Jones, they rely on 2 people.
Right, much more than most good teams would. But these guys seem to be up to it time and time again.
And Toney and Erving, Bill, have 32 of the Sixers' 44 points, so they're doing it so far in this one. There's Darryl Dawkins, who's been on the bench since he picked up 2 fouls. Caldwell Jones gets a rest. He has 2.
And this is a gamble at putting Dawkins back in the game in the first half and hope that he doesn't pick up that 3rd foul in the next minute and 12 seconds.
He only played 8 minutes in the second half. And after scoring 14 of the 16 points in the first half in game number 1. You watch the clock. First half action nearing the close. 9-point Laker lead. Hollins in there primarily for defense, trying to hold down Norm Nixon. Nixon pulls up with it. Well, Nixon is shooting better. 4 for 9. Well, that's better than 3 for 14. 11-point lead under a minute. Julius, and a bad pass by Cheeks, but it ended up as a foul against Magic Johnson, his first.
And what Julius did was a very good thing. He moved toward the ball. If you can see it, there he moves toward the ball, and that way he puts his body in there to protect it, and so if there's any contact, he ends up with the free throw.
Julius is 6 of 9 from the free throw line. Magic, his first foul. The Lakers have been in the penalty for quite some time.
That's what a lot of good players will do for you. If you make a pass, it doesn't have to be perfect, because they will move to protect the ball with their bodies so that a pass can be off and they still come up with the ball, either the ball or a free throw.
1 of 2 for the Dot. 45 seconds remaining in the first half. 10-point Laker lead. It was up to 20 at 42-22. It was then cut to 9 points. That's as close as the Sixers have come. Nixon with 8 seconds on the clock. And Dawkins the rebound, loops it up, and it's tipped from Nixon to Cooper. Back to Magic. Rambis goes up without the ball, and Hollins, look at this. Battle for the loose ball, 3-on-2, and Julius Erving is fouled. It was a blocking foul, and the fans won't like it. Let's hear it. It's on Cooper. I didn't think the fans were going to approve of that call, Russ.
Now here's Julius bringing the ball up, and he sees Cooper still moving. He sets him up with a little head and shoulder fake, and there it goes the other way, and as Cooper doing a good acting job, as you should do when you're in Los Angeles.
And, you know, I bet he gets a benefit of a lot of those plays because he has the reputation of an outstanding defensive player.
Not tonight.
Julius has been struggling from the free throw line. Eight for 13 right now.
Now, there are some people who look at that statistic and say that his production is down.
Right.
But first of all, in the playoffs, you're always playing against good teams. And they're concentrating on him especially. And so to be that close to his regular season average is outstanding.
And that's for the playoffs overall. He has been the leading scorer for Philadelphia in both games at 27 and 24 points. And a tremendous rebounder. 3 seconds to go. Three-point attempt is good by Michael Cooper. Well, it was 9. They got it down to 9, but Michael Cooper spoiled the halftime party for Philadelphia. It's 60-48. Los Angeles in control of this game so far. We'll be back with the coach's room in just a moment.
And welcome back to Inglewood, California, the Forum. We're at halftime with the Lakers leading the Philadelphia 76ers. Frank Lieber in the coach's room, along with our experts here, Hubie Brown and Kevin Lockery. This started out, guys, as not an artistic first quarter. I guess it was the fouls, Hubie.
Well, I think that we did not have pretty play. You know, the beautiful execution, the flowing, and everyone looking good. What we had basically was L.A. coming out with a theory that they were going to go to Kareem. They went to him 6 out of the first 9 times they had the ball. But then, let's face it, they're only up like 4 to 6 points. Kareem gets his 3rd foul. They go to the quick team. They get into their offensive sets, and they look beautiful. They're 10 for 16 in set offensive, execution at the end of the quarter. And when they did this, they were on the offensive boards and were 5 for 5 in second shot field goals.
What was the matter, Kevin, with the 76ers in that first period?
L.A. made an adjustment. They played Wilkes on Toney and Magic Johnson on Dr. J. That was a big change defensively for them. It hurt Philadelphia tremendously in the first quarter. They only shot 24%. You'll never win shooting 24%. As Hubie said, Jabbar went out. They outscored, L.A. outscored Philly 16-2. But in the second period, to get back, Philly ran their offense a little better. They're only down 12. They're back in the game after being down 20.
We've talked about the trap so much in this series. Hubie, has the trap been that effective here in the first half?
Well, the trap, they were only in it 9 times, and they had 6 misses whereby, the Lakers were out on the break. See, the thing which I see right now is that you must worry about is that L.A. has been out in the open floor 17 times. They only have 7 field goals. I think we're going to see a better execution on the break in the open floor. I also say that another factor which has been interesting, without Kareem in the game, they had 4 block shots. Their problem was that they could not maintain a 20-point lead because the set offense with the quick group was only 6 for 17. So even though they were blocking shots and running, they were not, you know, putting the ball in the hole on the break. And when they did slow it down, they did not get the perfect execution which they had in the first quarter.
All right, based on what you gentlemen have seen now here in the first half, give me a prediction for the second half. Kevin, what do you think the 76ers have come up with here?
Well, even after the adjustments, Toney has 20 points, Dr. J has 14 points. Philadelphia has to be delighted, even though they're down 12 points. They could have been run out of the game very early in this game. They came back. They have to get better play out of their center. They've got no good play out of the center position whatsoever between Caldwell Jones and particularly Dawkins.
Give me about 76.
Well, I kind of feel that they're going to go right back to Kareem like in the early game plan. It was definitely designed that he was going to get off to a good start and develop the power game, and that would open up the perimeter jump shooting for them.
So, for the very first time in this series, the Los Angeles Lakers find themselves in front at halftime. Back with the second half shortly. The NBA on CBS continues after this word from your local station.
This is CBS.
Lakers by a dozen here at halftime. Right now, let's go to Kevin Lockery, who's with 76er coach Billy Cunningham.
Billy, LA has made some changes. They put Wilkes on Toney and Magic on Dr. J. It hurt you in the first quarter, but you really had a big second quarter with that defense.
Yeah, we did. The big thing we have to do, Kevin, first of all, I'm surprised we're only down 12 points at this point. We have to do a better job defensively. We took, I thought, some quick shots, allowed them to get into their transition games, and they hurt us on the offensive boards early in the basketball game. So I just think that we just have to go out there and be aggressive, play our game, and we have a shot at this one.
Billy, McAdoo has really hurt you in the first half with 17 points. Will you make any defensive adjustments?
Well, we're going to try and force him to put the ball on the floor and look to go send a guard at him. Because he's going to be looking to shoot it the way he shot it in the first half. He made some great shots, and a lot of them, you know, there's nothing you can say to a player because he just plays as good a defense as he possibly can.
Good luck in the second half, Billy. Now to UB Brown and Pat Riley.
All right, Pat, listen, the first half, you're 16 for 32 in set offense, but you're not pushing the ball after Philadelphia scores. By design?
Well, we sort of, when we lost Silk and lost Kareem, I felt I wanted to get a little more definitive in our offense. We did a good job with it. We're going to do that more in the second half, and, you know, that's our staple. We're going to continue to do it.
All right, right now, back to Dick.
Dick. All right, Hubie, thank you very much. I'm here with Bill Russell, and, of course, Bill has his views on what's going to happen here. The first thing I want to ask you is foul trouble again plagued the 76ers off the top. What did that do as far as the game was concerned?
That changed the matchups. It took Billy Cunningham out of his substitution pattern that he would like to have established. And after the Lakers got into foul trouble, it kind of evened up. So the second half, the Sixers were able to come back. What is the importance, Bill, of the beginning of the third period? Obviously, Billy Cunningham says they have to clamp down defensively. It's very important to the 76ers that they get off to a good start starting the second half, because they're 12 points down, and that's a very dangerous place to be with this Laker team, because as I said earlier in the first quarter of the first half, they can be very explosive. They've got to maintain it and keep them from running so much, at least the first 5 minutes of the second half. So you think that they should really execute that half-court game more than anything else? What they should do is, when they run their offense and take from 14 to 20 seconds before they take a shot or get the good shot, the Lakers don't break on them so well. But if they go down and take a quick shot or throw the ball away, then the Lakers can put this game out of reach in a hurry. All right, we'll be watching that. And right now we're going to watch the halftime statistics. And this is what they look like. The Lakers, obviously, with a big edge in shooting. The rebounding is closer, although the Lakers have more key rebounds in the game. And you can see the rest of the story there. As far as the scoring is concerned, as the two coaches talked about, Andrew Toney and Julius Erving, 20 and 14 points, and that's what happens when Philadelphia relies on those two, and Bobby Jones hasn't scored, but that, you know, is not the most serious thing at this point. Now, Los Angeles scoring shows McAdoo with 14. He has been the key, as they've said. 4 for 8 from the field, 6 for 7 from the line, 2 rebounds, 3 block shots, but he also has 3 personal fouls. And so McAdoo, Wilkes, and Kareem all with 3 fouls. Bobby Jones and Toney 3. And so, and this is the kind of game that hasn't been artistic with 34 personal fouls so far. The clubs have gone to the line
47 times for free throw attempts. It's been that kind of a physical game, and bench scoring has LA way ahead of Philadelphia, 22-3. So this is not like game 2. Start of the third period, Dick Stockton and Bill Russell, 12-point lead. We'll see how the Sixers come out here. Rambis going into Magic. Lakers on the board, and Magic has 15 points. Nixon on Cheeks. Cheeks has 7, Nixon 8. In a bit of a standoff so far, but the Lakers have been able to run with Norm leading the way. Caldwell Jones challenging Kareem, misses the shot, and Rambis comes out with it. Not a bad ball handler. Rambis draws the foul. No basket on
Magic Johnson's down at the other end of the court.
Magic Johnson is hurt at the other end. Kareem is over there with Jack Curran. And we were just not going to speculate on what it is right now, but Magic is hurt and injured. Remember, in the 1980 championship, it was Kareem who had to be taken off with a sprained ankle, and it was Magic who played center in game number 6 and won the game with 42 points. Let's see if we can pick it up.
Now here's Caldwell Jones in there, and here's...
It might have been Rambis or Caldwell Jones or Julius. One of those 3, but that's where it happened in the event. Got hit in the face. Timeout, Los Angeles. The Lakers will call a timeout right here, and Magic is still on the floor, not moving. We're going to take a timeout right here, and now Magic begins to get up. We'll be back. All right, we're back now, and there's Jack Curran, and a big cheer erupted when Magic got up, and he's a bit shaky right now and will go to the bench. Magic Johnson was the villain, I guess, in most people's eyes when Pat Riley replaced Paul Westhead, because Magic was the man who spoke up. Jerry Buss, the owner of the Lakers, said that he had planned to make the move anyway, but for the first time in his career, the happy, joyous Magic Johnson was cast in a different role, and the fact remains that he is one of the truly outstanding players in the NBA, maybe one of the 3 most versatile.
Immediately following the NBA playoffs, we've got a great lineup of shows for your summer pleasure here at the
A real nice young man.
In this game, he has 15 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists out of Michigan State. And in the 1980 championships and playoffs, he was the MVP, the first rookie to be named most valuable player in the playoffs. Trying to get the cobwebs out right here.
He wants to stop those bells from ringing. You can't hear him call the plays if the sound of bells is ringing in your ears.
Lakers outscored the Sixers 15-1 over a 5-minute span in the middle of the first half to open up a 20-point lead. Philadelphia then cut it to 9 on 4 different occasions, but then you saw Cooper hit the 3-point bomb at the buzzer to give the Lakers a 12-point lead. And of course, they've maintained the lead right now and leading 62-48 with less than a minute gone by in the third period. Magic is going to stay in the ball game. Says he's all right.
Says I can play with pain. Slight headache.
Still trying to shake it off. Kurt Rambis is on the line shooting 2, and Bobby Jones, who committed the foul, now has 4 personal fouls. He has not scored in the ball game, and he did not practice yesterday because of an injured hip. Kurt Rambis was only a 50% free throw shooter. That's not a good percentage if you haven't followed the sport during the course of the year. But has been pretty hot from the playoffs and shooting over 73% right now.
Well, you did it again, Dick.
15-point lead. I didn't know how that much power. 15-point lead for the Lakers. Still less than a minute going by, third period. Caldwell Jones knows that Kareem has 3 fouls. Julius picked up by Magic on the switch. Good bounce pass to Mo Cheeks.
And that's what the Lakers like, the Sixers like to do, is get either Toney or Julius going for the basket. They pull up and hit the open man and hit the outside shot. They either be Maurice Cheeks or Caldwell Jones mostly. But a lot of times, Bobby Jones hits it from the top of the circle a little more often.
Loop it into Kareem, and we'll have a foul and a holding situation. And so the Lakers, Caldwell Jones has his third personal foul. That is not the kind of foul that the Sixers would like that center to get.
And that's what the Lakers would like, to get him more than any other guy in foul trouble, because he's the best rebounder and shot blocker.
13-point lead, now 15 on a sort of a medium range sky hook by Kareem, who has 6 points in the ball game. Maurice Cheeks back. And as we've said so many times, the Sixers need Cheeks to be aggressive on offense. Kind of perks up the whole team. Toney is double teamed by Wilkes and Magic Johnson. Gets it away to Mo Cheeks. They're moving them out far away, far from where they would like to take the shot. Toney in a crowd, and we'll have a Laker foul, the first Laker foul of this third period. It is on Norm Nixon, and for Nixon, his third.
And that was some shot that he took after the whistle blew.
There you see it as the Sixers come at you. Caldwell Jones setting up high, now moving low. Toney in a crowd, dumps it to Julius. Off the rim, Kareem the rebound. So the finger roll spins off, and the Lakers come back. Bounce to Rambis. That goes Kurt Rambis with 7 points in the ball game. 17-point lead. And this is not what Philadelphia wanted in the third period. They knew this was a crucial time for them. Toney misses. Kareem rebounds, and the Lakers in control, and they're going to call Maurice Cheeks for the foul. And the Lakers have opened it up again, and there's the foul story. The Sixers have called timeout. You're looking at the foul trouble story coming up right here.
And again, the Sixers have let the Lakers jump out in front, and they're digging a deep hole that's going to be more and more difficult from which to extract themselves.
9:40 remaining in the third period. Teams that have won the third game have won 12 of the last 14 World Championships.
The NBA on CBS is sponsored by Chevrolet. Chevy makes good things happen. Light beer from Miller. Everything you've always wanted in a beer, and less. And by the Sony Betamax, the home videotape recorder from Sony, the one and only.
Dick Stockton and Bill Russell at the Forum in Inglewood, and one of the questions that we posed at the top of the game, what would the defeat after 9 straight mean to the Lakers? We have seen. They have come out with a vengeance. A 20-point lead cut to 9, and now up there again to 19 points. 69-50 with 9:28 remaining. Kareem with 8 points, and Philadelphia, even though they have a lot of time in the third period, don't really have that much time, do they?
No, the clock is not in their favor, because they're going to, in order to win this game or to get back in, they're going to have to outplay the Lakers by a great deal, and that's a hard team to outplay.
Caldwell Jones missing outside. Here comes Norm Nixon. The Lakers have it their way. Knocked away by Julius. A good steal and a 2-on-2. Johnson comes back, and Cheeks goes up without the ball. Magic stripped him. Magic Johnson, the league leader in steals, to Norm Nixon. The Lakers are toying with the Philadelphia 76ers, and they're up by their biggest lead of 21 points. Rambis dives for the loose ball. And with that Wilkes basket, you are seeing what is known as Showtime in Los Angeles. Timeout, Philadelphia. Let's listen. Look at a hustle. That's Rambis. And now the break.
And when the Lakers get to running, they really know what to do with the ball. That's Nixon to Jamal Wilkes.
A 13-2 burst by the Lakers. 8:20 remaining in the third. Lakers have not missed in 6 tries from the field in this quarter and have a 23-point lead. And here come the Laker trap. Philadelphia's had trouble with it, and another turnover. And LA really feeling their oats now. Jamal Wilkes, first miss of the period by the Lakers, and a loose ball foul against LA as Dawkins had the rebound, and Kurt Rambis is called for his 3rd foul. But Los Angeles, when they are freewheeling and easy and have things going their way, they're unstoppable.
And they're trying to put this game away early, and they're very close to that.
Under 8 minutes remaining, 3rd period. Dawkins, foot block, and a new 24-second clock for Philadelphia here. 23-point Laker lead, and the one thing we have seen too is how quickly the Lakers can open up a big margin.
Not only do they score with great proficiency, but they play such great defense. They come up with, you only get 1 shot, and that's not a very good one.
Dawkins. Rambis the rebound to Nixon. They're looking good on the break, but the defense is making it happen. Blocked shot by Bobby Jones, I think.
Daryl Dawkins got that one.
Dawkins with the blocked shot. And Erving trying to get it back for him. Philadelphia, one thing you know about them, too, they're not going to give up. Not that teams give up when they're professionals, but Philadelphia's made quite a habit. Kareem inside. Billy Cunningham trying to find a way out of this. 23-point lead, under 7 minutes to play. And Julius goes up, jump ball. They tied him up. Dr. J, who has 16 points. Toney with 20 leading Philadelphia. High score for LA is Magic Johnson with 15. McAdoo has 14. And 5 players in double figures, controlled by Los Angeles.
And the Lakers have just taken this second half. They came out.
And the shooting, as you can see, gaudily in favor of LA, and that's because of the defense. They're getting easy shots. Philly is getting tough shots because of the defense. And Kareem. We're going to have a foul against Philadelphia. It's on Dawkins, number 3. Mike Banham is going to get the call coming in now as Darrell has his 3rd foul. Team fouls, which is not really meaningful here in the 3rd period, will tell you anyway. Lakers have 2 and the Sixers have 4.
And Billy Cunningham's going to leave Darrell Dawkins in there. He's in for Banham's in for Bobby Jones.
Sixers have turned the ball over 5 times. The Lakers none at all so far this period.
Good defense by Darrell Dawkins. They might have called a foul on that one because he was holding on the Kareem with his other hand as he jumped for that one.
23-point Laker lead. Magic in the air. Baseline for Magic Johnson, who has 17 points. He has averaged 17.4 in the playoffs. He's hit his last 5. Toney goes in and is fouled and will go to the line and shoot 2.
Now, that last play, Andrew Toney did something very smart. He went in, he knew Kareem could block the shot, but he gave him a fake like he might go left, and then used the basket to protect the shot so that Kareem wouldn't have been able to get to that because of the rim. But the key that made it work was he went to the left first so that he could then have the basket for protection.
Toney with his 21st point. Biggest lead of the game was right before Toney hit the free throw. 25 points for the Lakers. Now it's back to 23. 6:09 to go, 3rd period. Lakers have been challenged just once, and that's when the Sixers got a 20-point lead to 9. Kareem. Dawkins clears the boards, and Philadelphia running 4-on-2 break to Mike Banham. And Banham gets the point.
And they can run a break, too.
1 of 6 from the field, and Banham with his first basket of the ball game. We'll see the Lakers set play. Nixon. Nixon was 3 of 14 from the field on Sunday. He has 12 points on 6 for 12 shooting in this game. And we'll have an LA foul on Magic Johnson. And that will be the 4th team foul on LA and the 3rd on Johnson. Julius over Magic. Knocked away by Banham. Kareem gets it right back. Philadelphia back on the defense. Nixon. 2 in a row from out there.
He's found the handle.
His best year by far, Norm Nixon. McAdoo's getting set to come back in, and the Lakers just come at you in waves when things are going right for them. Julius, good move by Julius Erving, trying to keep his team, well, within any kind of range. He has 18 points, 23-point lead for the Lakers. Nixon controlling. Magic. Jamal fouled. You know, I think the Lakers really did want to win this series in 4 straight, even though they say now that they're happy to get a split. They wanted 3 in a row at 4 straight. Now they're just happy to win a series. Here's Julius, low angle.
This is a very important game for the Lakers. And I think that the way they started the game, I think Kareem set the tone. Although he wasn't as effective scoring, but he was effective in getting what they wanted to accomplish. First of all, to get Caldwell Jones out of there.
Caldwell Jones has only scored 4 points. Julius back to Andrew Toney. Toney has scored just 2 points in this period. Darrell goes in, and you can hear that one. He was fouled going in. That's the 15th foul on the Lakers with 4:20 to go in the 3rd period. 83-58 to score. It was 12 points at the half. Now it's 25. Magic Johnson goes to the bench with 4 fouls. And Michael Cooper has come in. Johnson has 17 points and just having an extraordinary all-round game. 6 rebounds and 7 assists and 2 steals.
Very ordinary for him. Extraordinary for most players.
Clint Richardson in the ball game. He has not scored in this game after getting 10 in game number 2. 23-point lead. Dawkins has 5. 4:10 remaining in the 3rd period. Look at the pass. Cooper, McAdoo, and a foul, but Michael Cooper with a behind-the-back, no-look pass.
Now here's a play. Dawkins goes up and Kareem makes a quick pass to Cooper, breaking right there to McAdoo. Good defense. Not quite good enough, though.
And the foul on Julius, his 4th personal foul. So Erving, Jones, Bobby Jones have 4. Bobby Jones not a factor in this ball game at all. He has not scored and has 4 personal fouls. Caldwell Jones only 6 points offensively, cheats 9. And the Sixers do need production from some of these people, but it's LA's defense that's keyed it all. Dawkins over Kareem. And banks it in.
Got the shooter's bounce.
3:45 remaining, 3rd period. It's been a Lakers show. Pure and simple. Philadelphia has not had the lead at all in this ball game. LA scored the first 6 points of the game and have never been headed. McAdoo, baseline, and here comes Andrew Toney. He has Richardson and Erving on the wings, and Andrew goes all the way. They were looking for the pass-off. Quick pass back to Cooper. Dawkins is back, and there's the stop and go. Banham clears it. Philadelphia in a running game, and it's working to their advantage right now. Now Toney lost the ball, and now LA back. 4-on-1. LA still has it. McAdoo missed it. Nixon controls it, and here comes Kareem in the flow. 3 minutes to play, 3rd period. Wilkes, high key, draws the foul. It's a hand check foul as Wally Rudy calls it against Mike Banham. LA has outscored Philadelphia 23-16. Bobby Jones in for Julius Erving, who has 18 points. 19-point Laker lead, and Jamal Wilkes will be at the line. We'll take a break. 2:52 to go in the 3rd. What do you think, Russ?
Long evenings for the Sixers. Much longer than they would like to have it.
Men's tennis is in turmoil, and this could be the turning point. And Chris Evert-Lloyd is out to regain her winning ways. The French Open this weekend on CBS Sports.
So the French Open from Roland Garros Stadium in Paris coming up 2:30 Eastern, a CBS Sports special on Saturday. The Lakers had a 12-point lead after the first period and were up by also 12 at the half following Cooper's three-point shot at the buzzer. But they've widened it here to 19 points with under 3 minutes to play. Dick Stockton and Bill Russell reporting from the Forum in Inglewood, California. The Lakers won the first game in the Spectrum in Philadelphia, and on Sunday the Sixers came back to win a game they had to win. LA in definite control and looking better than they have in this series in this game, and maybe the onus will be on Philadelphia again in game 4 if things don't change. Wilkes for 2 free throws. He has 13 in the ball game. Magic has 17. Nixon and McAdoo 14. There's the shooting by a half. Turnover, Nixon coming back. Philadelphia has 4 men on defense. Cooper coming out on a wing. And it's off the Lakers, Philadelphia ball.
Cooper jumped up in the air that time with nothing in particular in mind and nothing developed.
Both teams are in the penalty now, for the record. And Dawkins across. Trapping defense. You're seeing the Lakers trapped. What they are doing is anticipating the pass. They double Toney right here, saying, we'll let you hit the perimeter shot. Toney gets in the lane, can't score, out of bounds, LA ball. So they want the Sixers to shoot from the corner and from outside. They don't want them to get the ball inside, and so far that trap has worked here.
And if the Sixers refuse to shoot those 15-footers from outside, there's no way to get back in the game.
21-point lead, winding down to 2 minutes to go in the third period. Kareem has played this entire third period after sitting out most of the first half. Rebound Dawkins. Under a minute or under 2 minutes to play in the third period. Toney challenges McAdoo to success, and he can do it inside. Pat Riley once told us he's like Bernard King. He's strong inside. He can punish you. He has 26 points, Andrew, and he's the leading scorer in the ball game. Second-year player from Southwest Louisiana. So McAdoo and Kareem in the lineup at the same time. First half, McAdoo is off the bench for Kareem as the backup center. Nixon on a runner. Dawkins taps it, but it goes right to Nixon, and there'll be a Philadelphia foul. So the Sixers
play good defense, and they come up empty.
Mark Landsberger comes back in the ball game. An up-and-down year for him. In the first half, Landsberger did not score, but did a pretty good job off the rebound. And for most of our viewers, local news will be following the game, and those of you on the West Coast will be seeing a CBS special, Yabba Dabba Doo. Nixon. 16 now for Norman, after failing to hit double figures in Game 2 Sunday. 21-point Laker lead. Los Angeles looking like a super team.
Now the way the Sixers are attacking the press is that they're bringing the center out to bring the ball up. Because if they play a strict man-to-man, then that would eliminate the help down the middle. But so far the Lakers have been able to control it anyway.
Phantom on the offensive foul, as you saw, number 4 on him. Julius Erving will come back. Nixon working against Richardson, a good step. McAdoo baseline against Bobby Jones, blocked by Dawkins. McAdoo blocked by Dawkins again. And it's still LA ball. Impressive Darryl Dawkins defense inside.
Here's McAdoo. There's a shot, there's a block. He gets it back, says, well, I'll try it again. He says, okay, I'll block it again.
Julius Erving replaces Mike Banham, who has scored 2 points. And now we have the 24-second buzzer going off, and so something is going.
Put it, Chuck, there, 9 seconds.
All right, 9 seconds, says Wally Rooney. That's what it should be on the clock, and they have it fixed there. There's the time remaining atop 49 to the third period, and 9 seconds for the 24-second shot clock.
How about with McAdoo?
When McAdoo shot, the ball went up there. Well, up, huh?
No, it didn't hit. It was blocked. No, no.
All right.
9 seconds, a block shot.
All right, 9 seconds. The block shot, as we saw, by Dawkins.
Because it did not touch the rim or the backboard.
Dawkins in the ball game has 7 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 block shots. He also has 3 fouls, so he's really not in foul trouble at this rate. Norm Nixon with a jumper. Well, I think Norm Nixon thought about this game on the plane ride from Philadelphia and had a lot of time to think, and he's come back and is shooting much better. 18 points. He's averaged 21 in the playoffs. No basket. And we'll have a Laker foul on Michael Cooper. 3 on Coop. And Andrew Toney will go to the line.
Andrew Toney plays the very same way. If they're 20 points ahead or 20 points behind, he never lets up. Intensity. Doesn't make a difference who's guarding him either. And this is one of the reasons Philadelphia has been able to come back from so many times from such huge deficits. But tonight they're up against it.
Final seconds, 18 on the shot clock. And Richardson collides with Landsberger, and I'll tell you who went down. It was Clint. Landsberger will go to the line.
Little pinball. Now here's the pass, and there goes Richardson up. Oh.
So Landsberger, who's spent his first 2 years with the Chicago Bulls and 3 years with the Lakers, misses the free throw. He is not a good free throw shooter, and he's 0 for 3 from the line tonight. Make it 4. Toney clears it. Andrew Toney, the game-high scorer with 28 points. Now 30, so Andrew Toney having a great game. What does it mean for Toney to be having a fine scoring game and the Lakers to be so far down? Is that demoralizing?
Not really, because the way he has to play that way at all times to be effective. And so does Nixon.
Norm Nixon hits the jump shot. 20 points, 9 of 11 from the 9 of 16 for Norm Nixon. And it's Los Angeles all the way, friends, after 3. The Los Angeles Lakers with a 21-point lead over the Philadelphia 76ers and in command after 3 periods. Game 3 of the World Championship Series. And Philadelphia has 12 minutes to come back as you look at the scoring by periods.
Now, some people would think that, well, now the Lakers can enjoy, and Pat Riley could have a good time and enjoy this last quarter. No way, because now it's grind out time. You want to take the opportunities, but you don't want to throw the ball away, make turnovers, and let them in, because they're 21 points down. And if you look up with 5 minutes to go and they've cut it to 10, you've got a new ball game. So you have to be careful, and you have to still keep going. Now, Toney is going to keep going.
Toney's second shot hits. Yeah, that's true. You said it before. He's playing this game as if it's dead even. 32 points for Andrew Toney. 2 spurts have done it for the Lakers. 15-1 in the first half.
And there's a Philadelphia trap.
And 13-2 at the start of the 3rd period. Let's see how the Lakers combat it. McAdoo in the woods. Blocked by Julius. And Toney has it. And Andrew is fouled inside of not shooting.
Bob McAdoo.
McAdoo has 4 now.
You see, a guy like Toney exerts an extreme amount of pressure because you know that he can bring him back into the game because he's never given up. He doesn't. That's not even an element of thought for him.
Clint Richardson gets inside for the bucket. And I would think, Bill, that the only chance the Sixers have is if they really get off to a great start in the 4th period and get a string of points to cut it down to, say, 15 or 14.
Well, what they got to do is cut it down, and they have about 7 or 8 minutes to get it down under 10.
Well, it's 17 right now, so they're not that far away from 15. And there's a costly turnover. Norm Nixon pulls up with a jump shot. That was 2 the Sixers were rolling, didn't get, and 2 the Lakers got. Nixon has 22 points. So Philadelphia has to come back from that situation, and now we have another Laker foul. It's on Norm Nixon, and quickly the Lakers have picked up 2 with less than 2 minutes gone by here in the 4th period. So let's see how the Sixers react to that turnover and basket by Nixon. Julius down the middle. Basket counts, and a foul. Julius Erving now points in the game and 3 fouls on the Lakers here.
And Bob McAdoo is now in foul trouble. There's the move.
5 on McAdoo. And Kareem's coming right back in. There he is. Abdul-Jabbar will come in. And McAdoo will come out with 5.
And the one thing you know about the Sixers is that just when you think that they're out of it and you want to give up on them, there they come.
In a game or in a series. The trap by Philadelphia. Nixon sets it up with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Goes to the hoop. The counts and a foul. Look at that acceleration by Norm Nixon. A marvelous play. There he goes. Norm Nixon, who had his best season ever and has been a top scorer in the playoffs as well. And the personal foul was on Clint Richardson, his 4th. Kareem came in the game. McAdoo is out, so the front line is Kareem, Landsberger, and Wilkes. Toney for 3. Basket good, and a foul. So Andrew Toney, who hit 2 3-pointers at the tail end of game number 1, wound up with 20 points, is on a surge. He has 35 points, and don't think that 46 is out of reach.
And here's a 3-point shot there, and he gets fouled, so here's a possibility of 4-point play, which is a little unusual.
Very unusual.
Well, most players, you don't think of fouling when they're shooting a 3-point play.
Personal foul was on Michael Cooper. Here's the trap again. 15-point deficit. And a lot of time. There are only 2 minutes gone by. 10 minutes to go. Landsberger free inside. Basket in there. So they broke the trap, and Landsberger went baseline. As you see the 2 coaches, Cunningham and Riley. Cheeks hits. So Maurice Cheeks. Philadelphia going to come back. They're going to do it on defense. Trapping Cooper. Now Erving picks up Cooper and commits the foul.
And that's his fifth foul.
Julius with 5 fouls. Magic Johnson comes back in the ball game. He has 17 points and 4 fouls. And we're going to have a timeout called right here. 9:35 remaining in the 4th period. The Sixers valiantly trying to come back, and the NBA on CBS will continue after this word from your local station. 9:35 remaining, and Philadelphia maybe perhaps in their last run. They've been trapping and they've been aggressive. What must they do?
Well, they got another problem. Julius Erving just picked up his 5th foul, and they need him if they're going to make a run down the stretch. But they still have to play the good defense, and they have to take their time and use up 15 to 20 seconds. And the reason they want to do that is they may be able to throw the Lakers off of their shooting rhythm by making them play defense from 14 to 20 seconds.
Now, their running game has worked. I mean, they've done it basically on turnovers and good rebounds.
But if they want to get in this game, they have to do it with their half-court offense.
Commissioner Lawrence O'Brien, commissioner of the National Basketball Association, enjoying this game. 9.5 minutes remaining in the 4th period. Norm Nixon, who has 17 points in this half, now has 19. And his shooting eye is back indeed. He has 27 in the ball game. Kareem knocked it away. Good steal by Kareem. Norm Nixon coming back with Wilkes. Boy, if that had gone in, you would have seen this place erupt and the roof would have been raised. Norm Nixon, if I can make that shot, I can make it.
Now, when you're playing with that kind of confidence, it's surprising to me that the shot didn't go in. First of all, it takes great imagination to even think of a shot like that. But when your confidence is up like his is, they go in sometimes.
Foul was on Maurice Cheeks. Nixon is 8 for 9 from the field in this half, and he is perfect in his last 5 attempts. 7 above his playoff average. And his playoff average is 3 above his regular season average, or close to it. 19-point lead again by the Lakers. And Philadelphia's cause does not look rosy right here. Toney misses. There's the break again to Cooper. Cheeks is back against Coop. minutes to go, plenty of time, but Los Angeles seems to have gotten their second win here in the fourth period. Kareem. Julius on the bench with 5 with 21 points, and it's been an LA show. Cheeks back hits 2. Trading baskets, but that's not going to do it for Philadelphia. Swing it. Go in, go in.
Now they go back to their favorite thing, skyhook.
Dawkins tears it down. Toney across. Caldwell Jones and Maurice Cheeks. Kareem the rebound. You look at his appearance, you think that he's not an emotional player. Don't be fooled by that. He's very emotional. Cheeks knocked the ball away. Still LA ball as Bantam.
Good hustle defensively.
Bantam in the ball game, and Bobby Jones goes out. There's Mike. He has scored 2 points, has 4 fouls. And Lionel Hollins, who started this season in the backcourt with Maurice Cheeks coming in. He played on a championship at Portland, but his shooting has been 31% from the field because of the bad finger. Kareem with a sky hook.
That is a Laker favorite shot.
14 for Kareem. 7 of 12 field goal. Cheeks inside with a layup. The Lakers won 9 straight playoff games, setting a record for 9 straight in one season. And trying to pick up where they left off here. And Dawkins and Magic will jump it up here.
I think in a little tug of war there, Dawkins might come out ahead on that one.
McAdoo is coming back in the ball game, and Nixon gets a big hand. That's for Nixon.
He would not let the Sixers back into this game.
29 points and 5 assists for Norm Nixon. Hollins. His offense has really been minuscule. Cheeks to Dawkins. This is the slam dunk. Caldwell Jones goes up. Foul. LA. 7:18 remaining fourth period. The Los Angeles Lakers want to recapture the world championship that they lost last year when the Houston Rockets shocked them in the mini-series, 2-1. Celtics won the series, and now the Lakers want to regain what they think is theirs. Magic Johnson has 5. McAdoo is playing with 5 fouls. Julius Erving has 5 fouls. Will there be anyone left to finish this game?
Well, there are a couple of guys. Their names are not what you call household words, but there are a few of them over there. And they can play.
And don't forget, these players with 5 have not fouled out as Caldwell Jones hits the free throw. 18-point Laker lead, 7:15 to go. Kareem fouled by Caldwell Jones. That'll be 4 on him. Laker benches Clay Johnson, who we might see before this game is over, and Kurt Rambis, who we featured at halftime, and Mike McGee, who was the all-time Big Ten scoring champion, the #1 draft pick out of Michigan. Landsberger, who said, why didn't I play last game? He could have used my rebounding. He did in this one. And Norm Nixon, who's having a marvelous game. And Eddie Jordan, his wife Durrell, celebrated a birthday on Sunday. And is coming back from an injury that sidelined him toward the latter part of the year.
And there's the man for the Lakers, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
15 points, not the high score in this game, but as you said, a game that he knew and he sensed had to be the Lakers. Cheeks misses and Johnson the rebound, and they went to Kareem early, and that kind of set the pace. Wilkes. Tough night for that man and the Philadelphia players. Hollins, this is the jump shot. The finger injury, the broken finger, has just rendered him helpless on offense. McAdoo, this is the jumper. McAdoo with the offensive rebound and a loose ball against Philadelphia. Foul against Philly, and a long night for Billy C, who's got to find the formula to come back again in Game 4.
And you know, he is the principal reason, not very close to being the principal reason they're able to bounce back, because he's always positive. And he won't let those guys give up on themselves, because he doesn't give up on them.
We want to remind you, Thursday night will be Game 4 of this World Championship Series. It begins at 9 o'clock Eastern Time here at the Forum in Inglewood. The 76ers against the Lakers, and if things hold, and the Lakers look very strong in this game, LA will take a 2-1 lead, and guess what? Philadelphia is going to be faced with having to win another game. How many times have they been up against it?
It's been a long season for them.
And they've come back every time they've had to win a game, including Game 7 against Boston. But how many times can they climb the mountain is the big question. There's Steve Mix, who is going to come into the ball game. Mix has been in action in only 5 of 17 playoff games for Philadelphia. Hardly used toward the end of the year. McAdoo misses, Bantam the rebound. 6:35 remaining, fourth period. And Mix in the ball game with Hollins, Cheeks, Bantam, and Dawkins. Tap down, and Mix saves it. Good outside shooter. Good shooter from the free throw line. 12-year veteran from Toledo, Steve Mix. He can hit him from out there. Double team, scoops up. Saved by McAdoo nicely. And a wild
almost perfect pass. Almost perfect, but not quite.
What does this mean with all of these starters, just about, with one exception on the bench for the Sixers? Is that the towel?
That, yes. They'll try to win Thursday.
Lionel Hollins with a jump shot hits. And perhaps Lionel may get his shooting eye back somewhat. Lakers.
It's a good time for it.
Lakers still going with their top people. Hollins saves it to Cheeks. He's got Mix, and Cheeks takes it himself. So Maurice Cheeks now 17 points in the game. Lakers are still going with the likes of Magic Johnson and Kareem and McAdoo and Wilkes and Michael Cooper. So they don't think they have this salted away by any means. Trapping defense by Philly.
Oh, no, it's not that they don't think they have it salted away, but you make sure that you don't let up so much that a guy should get back in the game by default.
Magic Johnson has 19 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists. He's closing in on the triple-double. That's double figures in points, rebounds, and assists. He had 18 during the regular year. Taken down by Wilkes. Johnson. Cooper. And a loose ball foul.
Now here's the pass by Kareem to Magic. Looks pretty easy.
Mix committed the foul, and it's been penalty time, and Magic Johnson will shoot one and the penalty. Erving Magic Johnson played at Michigan State, won an NCAA championship against Larry Bird of Indiana State in the big game. He told me yesterday that he was surprised at how well the Sixers came out. He says, normally we're a first period team as we show Clint Richardson, but getting back to Magic Johnson, he said he was surprised at how quickly the Sixers have come out. He says, we have always been a fast team off the gun.
Well, what happens is in a game, in the finals, you're playing the best team you will have played all year. And so the things that you normally can do that will overwhelm some teams doesn't phase the other team now, because they are used to doing the same things the other teams also.
Kurt Rambis comes in. McAdoo goes out of the ball game, and Bob McAdoo with 14 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 block shots fouls out of the ball game. That is his 6th personal foul. Bob McAdoo, what a Christmas present, acquired December 24th in a trade for a #2 draft choice from the New Jersey Nets. 6 clubs in 6 years, wants to win the world title. You saw Nixon come in for Jamal Wilkes, who goes out of the ball game with 17. And we have said about many times Julius wanting to win a world title. He won 2 ABA titles for Kevin Lockery and the Nets in the ABA. He has never won an NBA championship. Rambis keeps it alive. 4:45 to play. Cooper. Acrobatic, jumping. Michael Cooper. He emerged as a scorer this year. He had 31 against the Celtics, so he's become a two-way performer.
You know what I like about watching Michael Cooper? Sometimes he jumps for joy, just for the sake of jumping, because it feels good. And when you're in a proper rhythm as a player, sometimes you just feel like jumping for no reason.
He plays with feeling.
Definitely.
Kareem. Noah effects of the migraine headaches. Good steal. That was Bantam who knocked the ball away to Richardson. To Lionel Hollins. And the Sixers, no matter who they have in there, playing Magic.
Now, right then you have a glimpse of the speed, deceptive speed of Magic Johnson.
Richardson banks it.
Because he was up on Dale Dawkins before he had a chance to set himself.
You're going to get a chance to see some of the Lakers who have not played so far in the playoffs. There is Clay Johnson, who we'll tell you more about. And now he's going to come in. Clay Johnson came in when Eddie Jordan went down with an injury. They call him Junior Cooper. He's 6'4", but he plays like Cooper, can lead, good defense. He was signed, or at least drafted, by Portland in 1978 in the 4th round. Played in the Continental League in Billings, Montana. He went from Billings to the NBA Championship Series, and a hand for Erving Magic Johnson. And what a game he's had. 22 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists, and missed 1 shot in 9 tries from the field.
Not bad shooting. But Magic is a scorer more than a shooter, although he has a good shooting touch. But scorers are the guys that can work to get the good shots and the shots they can make.
Kareem hit 1 of 2, 16 points. Up ahead to Nixon. Foul by Hollins.
Good defensive effort by Hollins.
Lionel Hollins, kind of a team leader, veteran, spokesman. Kareem is coming out of the ball game. Listen. Years old, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and the second all-time leading scorer in NBA history, behind Wilt Chamberlain. And look how satisfied he feels. Job well done for Kareem. Landsberger on the miss at the line. He scores. Now the thing I want to ask from you is, Russ, as Dawkins gets in there, is that people will start to say again, LA looks too strong for Philadelphia. Do you think now it bears watching, and now perhaps that's the case? How do you look at it?
Well, as I said earlier, every time you get ready to count Philadelphia off, they bounce back. And as I said, Billy Cunningham won't let these guys give up on themselves. So if the Lakers don't beat him, they will have to beat him. It won't be because Philadelphia lost.
Landsberger, 2 tries, no good. And Earl Curran was in there with Hollins, Mix, Richardson, and Dawkins. This is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's first championship game in 19 tries, in which he has scored under 20 points. He had scored 20 or more points in 100 of his previous 105 playoff games. And a timeout. It's been the Lakers all the way, but we'll start to talk when we come back as to how Philly may get back Thursday.
I'm David Mahoney of Avis. You know what it's like to spend 8 hours a day at one of our airport counters? Like combat duty. Thousands of reservations a year to honor. To match car with drivers and to do it fast. The Avis people do it. One thing more, they smile. That's because we try harder is not just a slogan, but a commitment. And this commitment has made Avis second to none.
Only Atari makes the world's most popular home video games. The only Space Invaders. The only Asteroids. The only Pac-Man. The only Missile Command. And soon, the only Defender. And the only way you can play any of them is on a home video system made by Atari.
Have you played Atari today?
Chevrolet Celebrity.
Come drive the bright new shape of Chevrolet.
Celebrity.
Celebrity. Chevrolet's newest and largest front-wheel drive. A shape so aerodynamic, it requires less than 12 horsepower to cruise at 50 miles per hour.
Celebrity.
Celebrity. The comforts of a larger car, the precision of front-wheel drive come together.
Drive it.
Celebrity, the bright new shape of Chevrolet.
LA will take a 2-1 lead in the best-of-7 series for the championship going into Game 4 Thursday night, 9 o'clock Eastern. And Bill, Philadelphia coming back to game number 4. What do you think?
Well, they have a good chance because I think that you forget how good they are. They look pretty bad tonight, but if you look at the score, they're 18 points behind. But if the Lakers were playing any other team, they would be 36 points behind. And they've looked terrible tonight. I should say the Lakers have looked great rather than the
Lakers have made them look terrible, right?
And the Lakers have looked great. But this team can come back. Now, what they're going to have to do is regroup and try to take control of the game. I think they're going to have to slow it down and get inside. And then, again, we'll go back to the thing. I think Maurice Cheek is going to have to bring him back.
All right, Collins misses the shot, batted out of bounds, and it's still Philadelphia ball. Here's Eddie Jordan coming in the ball game. First look at Eddie in the playoffs. 5th year from Rutgers. He came to L.A. when Magic Johnson went out with a knee injury last year. He had a chip bone in the knee as Michael Cooper goes out of the ball game with 12 points. So Jordan is in the ball game. He played a lot when Pat Riley took over. Jordan, as well as Jim Brewer's career, were extended, that's for sure. Brewer in the ball game. Goaltending called against Dawkins and credit Jimmy Brewer. Jim Brewer, fine defensive forward, seeing his first action in the finals. 1:40 remaining. There's Brewer, who stuck with it, was patient, forgotten man until Pat Riley took over. And I thought we might see him early in the series because he usually does a good defensive job on Julius Erving. Thrown away. Bobby Jones did not score in this ball game. He had the hip injury, not that that was the main reason, but he did not score. And the Sixers certainly need his production.
The Lakers are still hustling. You know, these guys don't get the chance to play very much. And you know, when I was in high school, we had a championship team, and I never got to get in the games. But when, you know, when the game is over, you get in the game. And the guys are very serious. Everybody thinks about it being Showtime and things like that. But the players out there now are very serious.
It's their chance.
Yes.
You saw Mike McGee almost lose his footing and then score. He was the top draft pick from Michigan. Darryl Dawkins gets 2 back.
You know, the fans have relaxed. They think everything's funny. But for these players out there now, the guys that don't get to play very much, it's a very intense time.
20-point lead. We have not had a close game in the series as of yet. Really down the stretch. As Mike McGee hits his second shot, showing you why he was the all-time Big Ten leading scorer. Toney, leading scorer for Philadelphia with 36 points. Julius Erving with 21 as Mix gets the basket and a foul. Maurice Cheek, 17. Dawkins, who's still in there, 14 points and 13 rebounds. Caldwell Jones, 5, and Bobby Jones, as we said, did not score.
And I think the key thing was Caldwell Jones because they went at him right away. And I think that this game was really determined when they got the 2 quick fouls from Caldwell Jones to open the game.
And they went right to Kareem, and that was the story early. Norm Nixon scored 29 points, 21 in the second half. Magic Johnson, all-round game, tremendous, 22. Kareem, 16. Wilt, 17. And Dawkins playing as if it's up in the air this game. Goaltending.
They call goaltending.
Yeah, give it to McGee. Mike McGee with his 3rd basket. McAdoo had 14 and Cooper had 12. Great all-round scoring, and it was keyed by defense for the Lakers.
For both of these teams, their offense are fed by the great defense they play. They come up with steals, defensive rebounds, great outlet passes. And what makes it work is they make you shoot the long shot, the outside shot, the long rebound, and that's the kind you can really do a fast break with.
And the Lakers lead 2-1 in the series. Philadelphia has come back every game they've had to, and they're faced with that again. As L.A. leads it 2-1, and now it's all on Philadelphia's shoulders in Game 4. We're going to come back here to the Forum in Inglewood as a happy band of Lakers, all of whom got a chance to play in this game, march to their dressing room, and we'll be back in a moment.
First, a lot of ships around this harbor. I haven't lost one yet. When you finally get them on their own, that's when you realize how thirsty you are and how good a cold beer is going to taste. That's it, guys. It's Miller time.
Miller time. Time for America's quality beer.
Home again.
Miller High Life.
If you got the time, Miller's for my Miller's got the beer.
Don't adjust the television set. Your reception's fine. But in their new suburban home, the Freeling family has tuned into something beyond our world. Poltergeist. You'll never look at your television set the same way again. Poltergeist, a Steven Spielberg production, rated PG. Starts Friday. Check newspapers for a theater near you.
I look for two things in a compact pickup: mileage and horsepower. My Datsun Little Hustler delivers both.
And at a price that gives you more horsepower per dollar than any of those other compact trucks. Dollar for dollar Datsun's the most horse-powerful compact pickup on the road.
And the price is easy to carry.
From one top customer to another, we are driven.
Two big spurts for the Lakers did it. 15-1 to open up a 20-point lead in the second period, and then after it was a 12-point Los Angeles lead, they ran off a 13-2 bulge and opened it up to 23-point lead, and that's all she wrote in this game. The executive producer of NBA basketball on CBS is Jim Harrington. The game was produced by Michael Burks and directed by Sandy Grossman. Our statistician, as usual, Marty Aronoff. And to all of our people, Mark Radulovich folks are watching. Audio man, awfully tough in the noisy arenas, huh?
And you really tried to pronounce his name and did good with it, too, Dick.
And the story. And the story from all of us. So the story in Los Angeles. This is Dick Stockton for Bill Russell saying so long from the Forum in Inglewood, California. The final score, Los Angeles 129, Philadelphia 108. Be sure to join Bill and me Thursday night for Game 4 of the NBA World Championship live from the Forum at 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central on CBS Sports. The NBA on CBS is a presentation of CBS Sports.
This is CBS.